Hi, and welcome back to AI in 5. I'm your host, Simon Chris. Joining me today is Nipun Sharma. And Nipun is the head of analytics, data, and AI for Komatsu in Australia. This is really exciting. It's great to chat with somebody who's at the coalface delivering AI for an organization. And that's exactly what we're going to chat about. Hi, Nipun, and welcome to AI in 5.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you for inviting me, Simon. It's really good.
You're absolutely welcome. Let's jump right in. We've only got 5 minutes. I wanted to pick on you're one of the first really operational people that have had, that own data science and analytics and AI for your company. How did you get onto that journey? What was your path to where you are today?
So we'll talk a little more in depth with the Gen AI aspect of it, if that's okay.
Sure.
Because I think that's what grabbed attention across the organization. I've been in the organization for 10 years, doing analytics and traditional AI in that context. But I think the awareness that went through the roof through the Gen AI journey was amazing. It allowed me to explore avenues which were previously untapped, and I didn't had a path into it. So that was very exciting. But what we did with the Gen AI aspect and how we kind of tapped into the other aspects of traditional AI is the first thing we did was a lot of awareness. You know, when people heard the news, hear the news, they talk to people, assume 50% of the organization is listening to what's happening in the world around at that time. It creates fears. And personality, depending on the personality and the persona, the kind of events and the kind of things that they hear scares them or make them excited. So we wanted to bring an organizational lens to it and basically say, what is our stand on it at this point in time? So we did podcast internally. We did a lot of link and
Interesting.
learns, made people aware that this is happening. It's real. It is exciting, but you don't have to fear because our stance is to augment the workforce, not to replace them. So that was a very clear mandated message that has to go out.
Okay.
The second thing we made people aware was please do not use these public AI chatbots and stuff and put your information in there. So we had a policy run out very, very quickly. That helped with a lot of questions and inquisitiveness that came from the organization. And that was really good to hear because that means they were engaging with the content. They were aware, they knew something was happening. So that was probably the first thing that we did to tap into. We created a channel, we created a funnel where people could come and bring their ideas. They say, okay, this is what I think it is. But very interestingly, when a business actually came to you, it was not really a Gen AI problem. It was a traditional AI problem that you can actually solve with predictions, with linear
Okay.
algorithms, and all those aspects, which is really really exciting and interesting because it allows me to tap into that
Yeah.
through the bandwagon of Gen AI, but we were now tapping into use cases which were creating value.
So you using kind of Gen AI to lead back to traditional AI
Traditional AI.
solutions. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. And what
Because
was the most frequently asked question when you were trying to educate the organization?
how does it impact me? What
Mm,
can I use this? Is it available? When is it gonna be available to me? Was probably the most question that came. When can I actually use this?
yeah.
Because when you look at these big players, they would market it in a way it's readily available. Go use it, right? Am I gonna get this in my office when I can write my own emails through the AI?
Yeah.
Those kind of questions were coming to us, and we were basically saying, "Hold your breath, it will come. Don't worry." But these are the things that you have to take care. So
Okay.
that's probably the first thing that we did on that journey.
And what was the most interesting use case you've had so far?
So that leads me into the second thing that we did. So while this was happening, what I will tell everybody listening to this, you have to tip your toe into this. You have to
Mm,
experiment. You can't sit on the fence and say, "Yeah, this is really exciting," or let a vendor create a product and you can use it. Get in it. And I talk to this to every level. You explore different aspects, but you have to experiment I was lucky, though we were leading I was leading the data AI analytics team, but our digital labs team also was very interested. And this is the beauty of Gen AI, that you can approach this particular exciting technology through the lens of traditional data and AI, as well as through the lens of software. And that being said, we looked into applications, we looked into use cases, which were search use cases. So I'm 99% sure that each organization have some place, just being SharePoint, no, not a problem. But they're searching some document. Somebody's searching something. So we went and looked at what are the applications that are built there. So our digital labs application team picked up a use case where people were going and looking at technical guides, for example. Uh, we looked at architecture, and the evolution was like, I think the first beta release happened after the 15th iteration. But that iteration was okay. Let's go open source. Let's look at what is available. Let's look at OpenAI in conjunction with the LangChain libraries. And then again, the big players were evolving their search capabilities, their integration capabilities. So finally, we reached and experimented. So that was one of the very interesting use cases that has gone live, and people are using it, and they're giving regular feedback, which is our service technical chatbot in itself.
Wow.
And hats off to the technical support team or the digital labs team to bring it to Fusion and the change management. It was really exciting in that
Okay.
respect.
We're almost at time. In just a few seconds, what's your opinion? Build or buy?
In my context, you need to build first to know what to buy.
There's some advice. Build to know what to buy. Fantastic. I have a question I love to ask everybody, and the answer you've given may be the answer, but I want to ask the question anyway. What's your one tip that you would give to somebody, a company just starting out in their AI journey?
I think be open. Don't be fearful. I think you need to get to experiment and try it, and that's you begin your journey. You can't hold back, is what I would say. You need to dive in. Even if it's a product, if you think you don't have as an organization, you don't have the technical expertise, go buy a product, not a problem. But you got to experiment with it to be able to create a use case to then build for yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic advice, Nipun. Thank you for being a part of AI in 5.
No problems. Thank you so much, Simon.